My aspirations for service began with my parents. You see, they were Hungarian refugees who fled from Hungary during World War II. They fled into Austria, and there in 1947 I was born. After about 3 years, they were able to find a sponsor in the United States, and we got on a ship in Bremerhaven, Germany, and sailed to Boston and got off there when I was about 3 years old. We took the train to Cleveland, Ohio, and that's where I grew up. But one of the things that my father always emphasized to me is he said, you know, the United States of America didn't need to take us in. And I think that had an impact on, what could I do? And I was drawn to the military, and I think that's what got me thinking. And luckily I was able to get to West Point. And so I went to Fort Knox, Kentucky, got armor training. Then I went to Ranger School at Fort Benning, Georgia. Unique experience, I'll just leave it at that. And then also went to airborne school, and I got my parachute wing. So it was a series of 3 schools that once you graduate from West Point, they then prepare you. And in my case, of course, most of us went to Vietnam. So we had some pretty serious training to get us ready. Clearly, being in combat is something that is forever inscribed in your memory. And I was very fortunate that the units that I was with in Vietnam had great soldiers serving under me. They did everything I asked them to do. And considering that they were volunteers, the war was winding down. It wasn't popular at that point. But by golly, they did what had to be done. And so I developed a great appreciation and really love for soldiers. Oftentimes people say to me, well, how did you transition from the Army to a university? And I think the one common thread that runs in between is that, as I said, you have to love soldiers. You shouldn't be in a university unless you love students. And you have to have that desire to care for them where it needs to be cared for, to educate them, obviously. Some cases discipline them, but that's, thank God, very rare in our case. But it's that really desire to help the next generation and to see in them tremendous potential that perhaps they themselves don't know. If you look at our society in general, we have to care for each other. And if we lose that caring for each other, we're no longer a community, and that has tremendous repercussions. A leader is someone who can inspire a group to accomplish a given task.